And the magic machine tells me that I'm live. Folks, I think that I'm on the Blueberry Wolf Bridge No Intro RPG channel. Did you see an intro? Probably not. So, if so, it's been a hot minute since I've been on this channel. Did you miss me? Probably not. And here I am on a Friday night, and Friday chili beans. Well, Chili Beans, it makes sense that you're here. Chili Beans, like, comment, and subscribe to Chili Beans. Still subscribed. Uh, it's a night for coming back to YouTube. Chili Beans is back to YouTube, kicking it. Like by my estimations, I've watched at least 2 of her videos, but not to get off. Hey, banter, and not to be a sexist son of a bitch, but hey, it's TTRPGs. There are cue my Barry Sobel impersonation. Stereotypes are totally not true. There are tons of women in the TTRPG space. Oh, there's tons of women in the TTRPG space. Of course, you can link to your channel. People can prove. Craig Chambers 2570. Hey from Wales. When I've been away from this channel, Craig, I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. I thought to myself, you know who misses me? You know who misses me? Craig. I swear to God. Folks, I'm going to get right down to it. We've had some banter. Gold medal onto Jilly Beans. Like, comment, and subscribe to Jilly Beans. Support her. Great stuff. Great stuff. Okay? You know what I mean? Hey, listen, with CW Chanter in your corner, pushing your product, Jilly Beans, I got to tell you, you're sure to get. We have Tim Frey with us. We have Tim Frey with us. Make sure to like this video. Hey, no need to miss me. Take a look at the description box below. I'm all over the internet, YouTube, whatever. If CW stands beside me, who could stand against? Don't answer that question. Listen. One more subscriber to make a total of 52. Bigger than US Steel. We're going to be bigger than US Steel. Speaking of bigger than US Steel, hey, listen. Hulk says smash that like button. Folks, welcome back to the proceedings. If you've been here before, if you've never been here before, get the hell out of here. I can't. Stick around, I swear. Questioning the value of solo TTRPG. You'll have to excuse me. I was just elected president of the United States of America, and it's been hell on my brain. Topical. Can you hear me in the back? Can you hear me in the front? Come closer. I don't know. Something about the new digs makes me feel kind of grabby. I kid. I've been a son of a bitch. I've been a sexist. I've been grabbing my entire life. It's how I got here. It was what the platform I ran on, and I lost the viewer. Come on. What? Come on. Are you serious? You know what I mean? Come on. They're back. Okay, or someone's back. Stick around. Come on. Jesus. I blame the attention span of kids these days. I mean, when I see, you know what I mean? Like, what do you want? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we gotta warm. You gotta let me cook. You gotta let me warm up here, folks. Come on, Osprey Bird with us. Question. Let me try this again. Now I yearn. Uh, CW is the only one that could call me a hooker with love. The secret is, folks, is you got to tip up front. Solo TTRPG can be a form of cognitive therapy. It can be, but let's ask us this: we're going to, but part of successful cognitive therapy is you're trying to, you got to turn over all of the rocks. You got to turn over all of the stones. And part of what I want to do in this video is question some unquestioned assumptions. I have noticed a trend, and I want to let people know that we're going to be looking at a particular YouTube content creator whom I'm a subscriber of, and we're only using him as an example. We're not singling him out because I think he's an offender or anything like that. We're using him because he just happens to be someone whose content that I've seen recently, who's emblematic of a trend that I've noticed. A lot of people make content like this. A lot of people have made content in this particular category about this particular subject. The subject is these solo TTRPG travel kits. Oh, they get a little thingamabobber like this, you know what I mean? Like it's a clamshell, anything, aka a pencil case, right? Or what used to hold like, a personal diary or travel something, and it's my ear trumpet. There you go. It's been a while since the live stream. Good. We got a celebrity in the house. There you go. God bless you. God bless you for showing up. And it's basically like, oh, you check out my solo TTRPG travel kit so I can play solo TTRPGs on the road. And the unquestioned assumption that I'm going to question is I'm going to say, I did this too. I used to do this too. Have one of these kits. And the thing is, this is basically, I'm going to go through it like this is, and we're going to look at this guy using it. And I'm going to say is, it's a cute idea, but I'm going to question the actual utility of them. And I'm going to question whether actually the practice of playing solo TTRPGs on the road actually makes sense. Because they always say basically the same thing. With this kit, you could play solo TTRPGs in the backseat of a car, on the plane, in a motel room, in a hotel room. And I'm just going to get right down to it and say, why? And I'm going to say, I've tried all of these activities because I've been into solo. I got back into the TTRPG space because basically, like a lot of people, got kicked out of the house during the divorce. I'm back home. Back home. It's been many years since this whole saga began. But started dusting off the old shelves during the temporary interim residence at mom's house, going back home. You get out the old books, you start collecting new books. Osprey Bird, come back in. You're getting cute. Let's not get too cute. Come back in here. Are we going to have a problem, or are you going to be a good bird? My lover, my cheeseburger, my sandwich. You want to send me an email? You want to get intimate? Private quarters. Let's just be sweet. Okay. Be cute. Be sweet, my love. Be sweet, my love. Robert, that's fine. That's beautiful. I've got a kit, 8 fudge dice and a clear shaker. No one get lost. Play outdoors and find game hooks in the environment. Okay. So here we go. So I don't want to pee on anybody's. I don't want to pee on anybody's lemonade. But I'm going to say my own experience and say, and that'll give me a chance to lead in and say, I'm going to tell and relate my experiences with these sort of things and say, for me, what I found was the practicality for me, it didn't make sense. And so I'm going to show, and we're going to see this guy have his experience. And I'm going to show you that his experiences in the wild that he shares with us on YouTube kind of mirrors my experiences. And I'm going to say this whole thing of playing in the wild is kind of impractical. And I'm also going to say this whole notion, and also this whole notion of playing on a plane, it's like, why? And I'm also going to go through the notion of, look, I don't want to spoil this. Like, I've got a Nintendo Switch here that has Skyrim on it. I could, if I wanted to, download Fallout 4 to it as well. Okay. I also, hold on one second. You want to talk about a solo TTRPG travel kit? In here, this is, let's check this out. This is not my original Game Boy Advance. This is my Game Boy Advanced SP with the light up screen. Okay. I've got the original Final Fantasy 1 and 2 on one cartridge. I've got Dragon Warrior 3, right? I got a whole plethora of little Game Boy games here. You know what I'm saying? Now people are going to say, "Hey man, that's not tabletop role-playing games. Those are video games." And I'm going to concede. It's a conceit. It's a conceit that we're talking about being outside of one's home environment. It's a conceit that a person is going to be on the road. You're away from your domicile. You're away from your home environment with your maps and your books and your stuff. You're on the road. You're just talking about scratching an itch while you're out of your home environs. So yeah, you're out of your home environs, so you can't play your main quest with your journals and all your stuff. So that's why I would suggest, hey man, you're on the road, but you still want to engage in some sort of fantasy role play. Okay, can you settle for Skyrim? Or is that really gonna really kick your ass? Is that really a compromise? Bearing in mind that Shoner, remember Shoner? The guy who spent the majority of his final days on planet Earth telling everybody how they were playing TTRPGs the wrong way. Remember, he spent his final hours on planet Earth, whether he left voluntarily or involuntarily, the jury's out. He spent his final hours going over his mods, his own authored mods to Skyrim. So clearly Skyrim passed muster for him as far as a legitimate role-playing game experience. Now the cat wants to get out of here. Okay, buddy, get out of here. So we're, you know what I mean? Bearing in mind also on my phone, I have the original Final Fantasy as well. Granted, it's not a TTRPG, but we're talking about scratching an itch while you're on the plane, while you're in a hotel room or a motel room. And also here, homie just needs to buy 2D6, go to Amazon and get the ADD Choose Your Own Adventures from the 1980s. Yes, and in addition to that, hello. Leading me into Tim Frey, thank you so much. You're leading me into my next point. Game books. Sure, there's an argument to be made that the original Fighting Fantasy game books aren't exactly a robust, full RPG experience, but you can't say that for Fabled Lands. Yeah, I'm streaming, honey. Fabled Lands, you can't just play Fabled Lands. We're gonna start playing the videos and showing you what these people think they need to do to have a TTRPG experience on the road. Fabled Lands is absolutely a full-blown TTRPG experience. To say nothing of other games like here's another one that gets even deeper with this other game. Hold on, wait, got another one here. Bloodsword. Bloodsword involves actual maps and stuff and tactical combat. Okay. The point being is that I think some people are just here we go. Tunnels and Trolls. The Tunnel and Trolls solo game books as well. And I think the other thing that gets me crazy is that I think a lot of these people, there you go. Fabled Lands author Dave Morris was one of the writers of Dragon Warriors RPG. Absolutely. The point is that I'm trying to make is a lot of these people probably also that are going through all this rigmarole to create these ornate solo TTRPG travel kits probably have a buttload of game books that they haven't played anyway, right? So why are you going through all this mishigas when do you expect to play your game books? Let's start playing some of this guy's videos. And by the way, I'm not pointing this guy out to say, look at this guy, he's a jerk. Look at this guy, what an idiot. I'm going to point out this guy to say, hey, these are the sort of videos that people are making on YouTube. I did this too. I made my little solo travel TTRPG kit as well, just like everybody does. And everyone acts like they're giving out great advice. And I swear to Black Lady Jesus, all of these videos are 100% identical. I'm going to show you this video and I'm going to tell you, you go to YouTube and search up solo TTRPG travel kit, and God as my witness, dead ass, all of these videos are exactly 100% the exact same fucking video. There is no reason to give anyone any advice, because if you can't figure out that this is what you're supposed to do to make a TTRPG travel kit, if you needed someone to tell you this, it's like telling a guy how to pack, a toothpaste and a toothbrush and shaving equipment to travel. It's like, what? Like, granted, there's people who are like, like in special education circumstances or of limited mental capabilities who are like, okay, this is how you wipe your ass. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not making fun. Like, there are people who need help, but they don't go to YouTube. Like, they have people who are with them at assisted living facilities to teach them how to do shit. People are making this content and people are watching this content to watch content. You're into solo RPGs, but you're watching this bullshit not because you need to, but because you want to be like, I think it's because you want to be involved in some sort of feeling like you're involved in some sort of interaction or some sort of community, or because you want to watch it. Like, don't watch shit that you don't need to watch. You're wasting your time. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about, questioning unquestioned things. Like question things. Like, question, why are you watching shit that you don't need to watch? The medium is the message. Dead on. Absolutely. Here we go. Let me watch this guy. Here we go. Now, again, I am subscribed to this guy and I like this guy. To my understanding, this guy is a British dude who's like doing God's work in some foreign country, working to make sure that they're like water and energy flows. I did miss it. The medium is the massage. I think, though, it might have been a misspelling on the part of Craig, though. We don't know. We're doing it live. Here we go. Share screen. This bullshit. Let me make it larger so you don't see the other videos that I watch. Also, let me be totally honest too. I'm also jealous of the fact that I make original content, but I make content without little cute thumbnails and intro videos and shit. And I don't kiss anybody's ass, and I don't make like patronizing run of the mill bullshit videos like how to make a solo RPG travel kit. And therefore I have no subscribers, but guys like this guy have 1,017 subscribers because, you know what I mean? Nobody listens to Country Joe and the Fish, but everyone likes the Bay City Rollers. Also, he's more attractive than I am. Can you hear the audio? Am I sharing the audio? Oh, I'm not even sharing anything. Here we go. Share. We don't need his intro, but he's got an intro. God bless him. Look, he's better than me. I'll concede that point. Also, I hate hand videos. We're going to move beyond it. You're going to see how attractive he is in his later videos, but we're going to start off with him showing us his kit, which is pointless. Anyway, here we go.
Well, doing well. Well, today I wanted to do a little, how should I say, update on my
good guy, and he's doing God's work. You believe you may. We'd be better off in the world with more people like him than negative Nellies like me. Trust me. I hate everybody. I'm a negative person. He's a good guy. I mean, he's a good guy.
My solo RPG.
But I hate the hand videos. The hand videos are, and everyone's kissing everyone's ripping off Man Alone. Who hate that guy. I may be dry, but that guy's a cocksucker. Anyway.
Portable. That's it. Portable kit that
Portable kit. Why do you need a portable kit?
I set up. So a couple of months back, I did a video where I got this little thing here, which is nothing more, nothing less. Let me see if I can get this out, which is a chess set. You know, those.
Now, first of all, like, how portable is this fucking thing? This thing is goddamn huge.
Cheap chess sets that you can buy, and it's got a backgammon also inside, and comes with some chess pieces and stuff like that. And I showed you all how I went ahead and I made a portable kit so I can take on the road and play some RPGs on the road, which I had. Well, this is some.
Here's the other thing. Why are we playing RPGs on the road? Here's the thing. This is the thing. This is my point of view. This is why I let go off on this shit. You're on the road. You're on the road for a couple of reasons. You're either on the road for work, because of family, or because you're on vacation, right? If you're on the road for work, by the time you get back to that horrible, shitty hotel room or motel room, you're either drunk or you're tired. You ain't playing shit. You're lying to yourself. You think you're going to play a game. You think you're going to play a TTRPG. You ain't playing shit. Or you're out with family because someone died, someone was born, or someone has a major health crisis, or you're on vacation. In which case, by the time you get back to the hotel or motel room, if you're a dude, you're sleeping. You're either napping because you got kids, or it's nighttime and you're sleeping because you got kids, or something else. Or you could be with family because that's what you're supposed to do. You could be everyone's thinking that they've got all this time. It's like people who buy all these books, and I'm one of those people. I've got all these books and I keep on buying more books. What did Annis Nin say? Schopenhauer said, people buy all these books because they mistake buying all these books. They confuse buying all these books for having absorbed all of the knowledge within them. I'm paraphrasing them. And Annis Nin's version was, people buy all these books because they confuse buying the books with buying the time or having the time in their life to read them. This is my family telling me to shut the fuck up. I don't know where my phone is. I heard it. Whatever, dude. We're doing it live. Annis Nin said Gore Vidal was the worst slave of my life. Hey, at least somebody's getting greased, right? So look, it's a delusion. We're gonna get to this guy playing out there live, playing these games out there live, and I did this too to see that it's theoretical that this is fucking fun. Playing solo TTRPGs, even playing solo RPGs, It takes a little something. And the notion that you're going to do this, especially these people that act like they're going to do it on a fucking plane, and that's going to be fun with people cramped to the left and the right of you on these little tiny trays. Like that's going to be an immersive fucking experience. Is a fucking joke. It's a total fucking joke. And I don't think people are actually doing it for actual fun. I think people are doing it, especially because it's like people, I think, call me crazy, I think that if there wasn't an Instagram and a Twitter to post photos of, and Facebook to post photos of people's food, there'd be a lot less people taking pictures of their food, right? Even if there were digital cameras, even with phones with the capability of taking high definition photos of their food, I don't think that half the people taking photos of their food would be taking pictures of their food if there weren't places to show other people pictures of their food. In the same way, I don't think all these people making these solo TTRPG toolkit videos would be making these videos if there weren't dumbass YouTube channels to post them to. I've got a vitamin D deficiency and I need the rays. But you don't need to play TTRPGs while doing it. Just fucking walk outside. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Scrap paper. I went ahead and I had some generic sheets here. I did a sort of a book.
I like the guy's accent. Can I point out that I like the guy's accent?
Sort of thing in this format from Perplexing Ruins.
I also like the wood of his table. Classy table.
The solo gaming sheets with his cheat.
But the whole setup is generic. This is like the Man Alone thing. The Man Alone set the standard for this. The box in the corner with all the dice and the pencil and all this shit. It's like fucking I'm the punk rock and these guys are fucking like the Barry Manilow of the solo TTRPG scene. Fuck this shit. If I go into this guy's house, I kick his table over and then he kicked my ass. He's a big guy
with his character.
He's a good looking guy too. You know what I mean?
Sheets and stuff like that. And I had some scrap paper in there also. But what happened was I went on vacation in the summer. And like, I do like this. It's pretty cool. You know, you can have.
It's not cool. First of all, it is like that is not cool. That's not a cool apparatus.
All your dice and stuff in here, like I showed in the previous video. But it is quite a big boy.
Yeah, it is. So he's gonna get to his new and improved RPG travel kit because that's just not gonna do.
There are smaller chess kits than this. I went ahead and I got this one.
Where's his phone?
And I said, no, okay, I need something a bit more portable. This is pretty good to take on vacation. You know, you can throw it in your bag and stuff like that. It's pretty good. You could take a lot of stuff. I can't find my phone, guys. But for like everyday use, like if I wanted to play something
everyday use,
like in my lunch break, on my lunch break.
That's it. On your lunch break, you get an hour for lunch. How about this, buddy? You have an hour break for your lunch? Eat lunch, dude. Come on. That's the other thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. If you're playing I don't know how long it takes these people to set up and get involved in an immersive TTRPG experience. But you have an hour for lunch, right? Around there. How the fuck are these people getting in and out? Oh, here's my phone. How are these people getting in and out in an hour? Hold on. We hear you clearly. It's okay, but watch what you say just in case. What am I saying? And also, I'm supposed to be the man of the house, which in American terms, in modern American terms, is basically a sitcom around here. So basically, I get to shut the fuck up. And I am grateful for the opportunity to shut the fuck up. I got to tell you. What was I going to say? What do you think I'm going to say? I love this man. No, I'm kidding. Well, it's a child of God.
It's pretty big to carry around.
Yeah, so let's get
to
the
what did I?
Where's your new toolkit? Oh, here we go.
The map I did.
It's like, and first of all,
that was in here. Those to carry something
Here we go. Here we go.
like
I just want to say also that the modern solo TTRPG toolkit is the MERS, aka the man's purse of 2026. There, I said it.
in my lunch break. On my lunch break, is pretty big to carry around. So what did I go ahead and I went and got? I got one of these things.
Yes. So we don't know. Listen, Osprey, on a Friday night, it's the going gets tough. I'm just happy that you're here and didn't dox me. My ear trumpet says, I read during my lunch break. Yes. All these people, you know that they've got books that have been unread. Why bring you play your TTRPGs at home? You're on the road. It's your lunch break. Read a goddamn book. Read the Bible.
And this is sort of those carry things for cameras and stuff like that.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
And I went ahead and I bought one of these, and I went and I transferred all the stuff that was in here into here. So what I got in here, but right
now again, I just want to say that this is like, it's like they have that expression. This is a meeting that could have been an email. This video of his is 15 minutes long. And it's going to be essentially, hi, this is a small little clamshell carrying case that is big enough for me to fit the following items in: some pencils, an eraser, some dice, and some TTRPG oracles, right? Some sheets. True or false? That's all it could possibly be by definition. What's in your toiletry bag? This is a small clutch I use as a toiletry bag. Do you want me to explain its contents? It's not really necessary. Also, you know what I mean? Hey, heroin addict. Yes. Do you happen to have your works with you, aka your needle and spoon? Yes, yes, I do. Could you explain why you have that with you? Well, you see, I am a junkie, a heroin addict, and I need to get high constantly, which is why I constantly walk around with a needle and spoon with me, because I constantly have to get high. Oh, it makes perfect sense. Hey, crackhead. Yes. You wouldn't happen to have a small package of crack with you and a lighter and pipe? Why, yes, I do. How did you guess? Well, I couldn't help but notice you're a crackhead, and therefore assume that needing to get high on crack all the time, that you would have a pipe, a lighter, and some crack on you. Crack optional based on whether or not you were holding at the time. And turns out you're a lucky crackhead. You have crack on you. Can I have some crack? No. Oh, I didn't see that coming. But if you are into solo TTRPGs, hey, I'm into solo TTRPGs. I really am. Trust me. Having said that, guess what? When I first got into the hobby, I did this bullshit of having one of these little bags with all this shit on it. But then you know what I did? I quickly realized this is some bullshit. My bag is full of crap. I don't need all this crap. I don't need this shit because this isn't actually fun. I'm not a crack addict. I'm not a fucking heroin addict. I like this shit. But, I'm not a junkie. I don't need to constantly get my dice on all the time, 24 hours a day, because while this hobby is enjoyable, it's not, crack or heroin. I'm a metal maniac is an expression. I won't actually, would go through withdrawals if I don't listen to a Wasp LP or get, my Metallica CD on 24 hours a day. By the way, this guy has a wedding ring on, so the notion that he's actually playing this shit all the time is like fucking redonk. The guy's playing fucking Netflix 24, the majority of this time and like listening to his wife prattle.
I have in here. I have a little notebook right here, and
no shit.
This was actually wrong way around. This is actually
oh my god,
what I did on the holiday.
That's actually cool. Like, look at that. Hats off to him on his map making skills. By the way, I'm one of this guy's subscribers, dude. I like this guy. I don't not like this guy.
Days with this was still going around with this, right? And as you can see, it fits more or less snugly in here. And
that guy's explaining us all to us
to the map, and you know,
that's a proper map trick. That guy, that's for freehand. That's a good looking map. Can we get an amen on the map? Hey, Jonaside's here. Again, I am not trying to beat up on this guy. I couldn't. He can kill me. But I am pointing out the fact that we're going to get to him playing in the wild where he's going to make a total ass of himself. Let's just get to that. Hold on. Wait, let me stop for a second. We're going to stop sharing this one. I'm going to check in with you guys. Say, hey, what's going on? Mario, we don't know where Mario is. Mario might have his hands full because Mario, he's got serious business going on. That might have serious business going on given what's going on in the world today. But let me see. Let's go back to. No. Papa. Hold on. There you go. Hold on. Let me go back to this guy. I gotta go back to this channel. Now we're gonna see some craziness when we see this guy actually in the wild, because now when this guy gets into the wild, we're gonna see why I really think that this whole activity is stupid. Watch. So we've seen this dude. We've seen the kit. We've seen the travel kit. Hey, God bless him. Now we're going to see my real problem with the travel kits, which are their use in the wild. And this is my main point. And this is the what I say is, let's question the unquestioned assumptions. If you are a solo RPG player, I just want to say you have permission to not want to play in the wild. While you're in the motel room, while you're in the hotel room, feel free to just play a game book. Feel free to just read a book. Feel free to just play a video game on your Switch or on your Game Boy or on your phone, right? Feel free to just scratch your itch in some minor way, because it's okay to acknowledge the fact that this shit may be not easy to do all in the wild, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay if it doesn't work out in the wild, because we're going to see this guy use his super convenient TTRPG toolkit in the wild. And I used to engage in this behavior too, until I realized this is dumb bullshit. This actually doesn't work for me. And I'm going to say that we're going to watch him do it, and he's going to tell us while he's doing this that this works. And I'm going to say, this doesn't look fun to me. But hey, I'm not the god of the world. If this is fun for the dude, it's fun for the dude. Let's watch and learn. Okay? Also, fair use. And there you go. Let me try to figure out how to share the screen again. Share screen. This one. Here we go. This is what's called Actual Play, episode 1. Here we go. Now, this guy, it's the same guy. He's making an ass out of himself in public. That's all I'm going to say.
Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back. It is I, Dave, the Tabletop Wanderer. And
hello, Dave. Keep coming.
As you can probably see, I'm in my car. Yeah. And I got my little travel kit right here. And what I thought...
Now, look. He's got his travel kit. Look how this is just awkward as shit. Like I said, let me point out again. On this little Switch. This is the Switch 1. Okay? Because the Nintendo put out the Switch 2, which fucking sucks. Don't get a Switch 2. But thanks to moving on to the Switch 2, you could get a refurbished Switch 1 for I think for less than $200. You could get the original Skyrim, the vanilla Skyrim. It's got no mods. Fair enough. And it looks a little bit less better than it looks less good than Skyrim on Xbox 360. Okay, it's a little bit of a graphical downgrade, but it's still the full fucking Skyrim on this little thing. You could do the fucking full Skyrim. I've got Skyrim. I got the first and second Borderlands. I've got Dark Souls. I haven't paid for Fallout 4. I could have Fallout 4 as well on this motherfucker. Yep. Yeah, I'm having a good time. I'm so loud. I got to say, I'll be quiet. I'm having a good time. I moved back in with my family. I'll be quiet. I moved back in with my family. So I'm not used to keeping my voice low. So I'll keep my voice low. Hey, I get excited. I'll bring fun. I forget. And also I'm on the little closed mic. I forget that the whole point of this mic was so that I could be like all mellow and not have to scream. So I hope I'm not blowing anybody's vote. I'm blowing it out. How do I get emotional about this, dude? I could just be like, and you know what's so funny? When I rehearsed this video in my head, I was going to be all like, in my head, when I rehearsed the video in my head, I was all like, cool, calm, and collected. I was all like, hey, man, this is not for everybody. And I learned that this was not for me. But we'll watch this guy and we'll say, hey, I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum, but this doesn't seem, I used to do this, but this is like awkward. And I just want to say that you don't have to do what he's doing and question on questions, assumptions, and blah, blah, blah. But then I get going, and for whatever reason, I get activated. This is why I don't do videos about Man Alone, because I was scared that if I do videos about Man Alone, I would dox him.
About doing something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now, and that is, use my solo RPG travel kit, portable kit, whatever you want to call it, to play a little game. It is my
play a little game. Man, when I play solo TTRPGs, like first of all, my solo RPG game playing has like evolved so much. Like, and I've whittled away. First of all, talk about like, unquestioned assumptions. You're playing solo RPGs. So you're alone. You're solo. It's just you. When you play TTRPGs in a group, by definition, you have to meet expectations of a group. You have to bring yourself in alignment with other people's expectations regarding the rules, regarding, behavior at the table, regarding what's in character, out of character, establishing mood and all that stuff, and how the game is played, all that jazz, like all that whole thing. And that takes into account like all their collective expectations of what it means to play a TTRPG and what a TTRPG is. But when you're playing solo, man, all those things go out out the door, out the window, right? There are no rules. Whether prep is play or not play, whether just reading a book and having your imagination go wild is solo role playing. You don't need to check that against anyone else's expectations or agendas or rules or criteria. Are you having a good time? And I got there by, first starting off doing this shit and realizing like this is just like it wasn't fun for me to do this. And I'm gonna ask you to watch what he's going through and what he does, and ask yourselves like, would he be doing this if he didn't have a YouTube channel? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is he actually having fun? And like, does this seem like he's like, at what point do you think he's experiencing immersion? I think he's a person in secret, but who am I to judge? Like, it's not for me to say that he's not or is experiencing immersion as a player. You know what I mean? I'm acting as a kind of like a junior shoner, right? As like a progressive rainbow flag shoner when I'm engaged in this behavior. I concede that, but I'm doing that in order to, just like Diogenesis with his lamp. I'm just trying to cast light on, the the unasked question about solo RPG play, because that's something valuable to do. I don't
My
fuck,
lunchtime. Yeah, I'm on my lunch break.
he's on eat the fucking lunch, bitch.
And I thought
Sorry.
I'd come to the park, which is just right out there.
Now look, he's in the back seat of his fucking car. Now think about this guy. Now, I like this guy as a human being, but look at like, if you know that, remember that film with Rodney Dangerfield, Back to School? There's a scene in it where Robert Downey Jr. plays his son's best friend, and they're at a party, and Robert Downey Jr.'s character jumps down on the fucking, he plays like a geeky nerdy guy. Hold on. He plays like a geeky nerdy guy, like kind of like a new wave kind of weirdo guy, and he jumps down on the floor in front of Rodney Dangerfield. And he starts like shaking around like on the floor, like a fish, right? And like freaking out. And Rodney Dangerfield looks at him. He goes, "For God's sakes, get up off the floor. You look like a poster child for birth control," right? And the reason I bring that up is like, this guy, like, is hanging out in a park, right? Yeah, back to school. He's hanging out in a park in the back seat of his fucking car. If I was a cop, right? And he's going to tell you that the reason that he's hanging out in the back of his car is because he saw that there were kids in the park, and he didn't want to like roll dice in the park and like look weird. So his solution to not wanting to look weird around kids in the park was to go hang out in the back seat of his car in the parking lot. To which I want to say is, they're all going to make fun of you. I'm making fun of you right now, right? You're an adult. You're hanging out in the backseat of your car. Why? Do you know what I mean? There's one reason and one reason only to be in the backseat of your car in a parking lot of a park, and that's because you're hooking up with a prostitute. No offense.
But, there's a lot of people there, and mainly children. And
exactly. See? Did I tell you or did I tell you?
I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into any problems, or they probably think that I'm just like a crazy person. So yeah.
Yeah, they'd think you were a crazy person for doing this in the park. So your solution is to make to cast a much more sane visage by just hanging out in the backseat of your car and doing it. For fuck's sake, the universe is talking to you. Go to your office or go home, or how about this? Get yourself a Nintendo Switch or a little fucking Game Boy, or play a fucking game on your phone, or read a fucking book, asshole. I'm sorry, I'm calling it.
I decided to come into the car today and do this first session 0 of my lunchtime playthrough here in the car. So yeah, there's going to be a bit of wobbling in the camera, but
that's the least of our problems, sir. That's the least of our problems.
This is more or less to say what I'm thinking about doing, how I'll be doing it. It'll be a series which won't be like daily.
Now, this is also, we're going to say, this is like performative role playing. There's no reason to make this. He's doing this to do this, right? If he didn't have a YouTube channel, he would not be fucking doing this. I'm not saying he wouldn't be solo playing a campaign of White Box Fantasy role-playing game. It's a fucking decent system. I have it too. It's fucking it's OD&D. It's first edition Dungeons and Dragons. It's a fucking great system. But he wouldn't be doing it on his he's doing it on his lunch break to prove a fucking point. It's a fucking campaign on out in the wild to it's like, you know what I mean? It's like people who film themselves having sex in public. You're having sex in public to have sex in public. The only difference here is you're not having sex. You're playing a fucking role-playing game. Which is fucking sad.
If I get the time, it'll be always on my lunch break. But if I do get the
why is it always on your lunch break? To prove that you could do this on your lunch break? You can do anything on your lunch break that you want to, but why would one do this on their lunch break?
Time to come to the park, which is like 20 meters away from where I work, I'll just have lunch and sit down in the park and throw a couple of dice. Today,
I'm calling bullshit. You know what I mean? Everyone who has these YouTube channels, they're always going to tell you, like, if they always act, it's the same thing, whether it's a retro video game channel, or whether it's one of these TTRPG YouTube channels, especially these latest bunch of solo RPG channels. It's like they always act like they're playing constantly 24 hours a day. And I'm just going to tell you, like, pay attention to how many different games that they have, and ask yourself, like, how many hours are there in a day? All these content creators, whether it's these trad wives or whether it's this kind of people or those kind of people, or the booktubers, like, wait. They're reviewing a different book every day. How long does it take you to read a book? And why? Why do we need to see you play these fucking games on your fucking lunch break? It's distracting. Your camera is shaking. Why do we need to see you play on your fucking lunch break? Play your fucking campaign, show us the map, show us whatever. You know what I mean? It's like ridiculous. It's just content for the sake of content.
Hey, well, I wanted to do that, but I got here and there's a lot of kids around, and they're not even kids here from where I live. It's sort of an excursion. They probably came here to have a bit of fun. So, yeah.
How dare they? It's a fucking park, dude.
I'm doing it in the car. And once again, I said that twice. Okay, so twice or three times. It doesn't really matter. So what we will be doing, you probably can see right here. Yes, I'm going to be playing White Box.
Yeah, and again, like you're gonna see, he's gonna have all this apparatus out. You see, the joke is that this solo TTRPG on the road is some sort of convenient thing that you can do. It always involves you get all this shit out. You always have to have the character sheet, the maps, the oracles, the dice. It's never fucking convenient. If you're in your hotel room or motel room, that's one thing. But unless you have the most stripped down thing, like a couple of dice, and you're willing to, like, 2d6 in the palm of your hand, and you just got a conception of, doing it all in your head. But the minute you start doing this crap, it's fucking inconvenient as all fucking get out.
With the solo gaming sheets from Perplexing Ruins, and these are the little zines that.
And also, I'm 50 years old. When you start printing these things out to where you can get them into these actual little toolkits, I can't see this shit.
I made up in Canva, and I talked about in my previous video of my solo RPG travel kit. And these are the characters. I just went online, randomly generated them. I haven't even gone through them yet. I just, okay, bang, bang, bang. What I did see was the class. I didn't want like have 3 magic users or 3 thieves or something like that. So I just randomly generated the classes basically. Okay, and so let's go through them then. We'll go through them together.
It's fine, since we're having a session 0 of his little adventure. He's running. So again, like I'm gonna say, you've already randomly generated characters. And I'm gonna say, what's the point of this? It's like I said, Final Fantasy 1. Final Fantasy 1. You want to do 4 little characters. You want to do 3 monks, 2 white mages, a fighter and a monk. all monks. And we'll go crazy and have all black mages go crazy. All fighters. You know what I mean? So you can scratch your role-playing game, fantasy role-playing game itch on the road. Do that. You know? This is just, it's so out, and again, how long is your lunch break? You have an hour? How long is it going to take you to get this shit out of your little travel case? How many rolls can you actually do? How many hex crawls how many hexes can you go through? It's not convenient. There's a reason why TTRPGs still have a reason and a purpose in the world. There's a reason why I still think that these things have value. I don't get involved in, computer games or video games are superior to TTRPGs. TTRPGs are superior to video games. They're different things. Chess is not Go. Go is not checkers. Checkers is not poker. They're different things. But this shit is just not convenient. And there's no reason to go through all this rigmarole when it's I'm going to keep on coming back to the word performative. If a person is legitimately just trying to say, hey, I'm a fantasy role player, I'm a sci-fi role player, I'm a role player in general, and when I'm at home, I play these TTRPGs solo. Okay, awesome. And when I'm on the road, when I'm on lunch, when I'm on the road, I want to still get my fix. I want to still get my hit, but I don't have all my stuff with me. So I have this little alternative plan. Okay. So based on how long you're going to be in alternative space, yeah, okay. If someone tells me they have this little solo kit because they're going to be in um, an Airbnb for a month, just a month. So they don't want to bring out all their shit because they're just going to be, or they're going to be there for 2 weeks. Okay, I can dig it. I'm not going to give them shit if they're going to bring this stuff out because they're going to be someplace for 2 weeks. But to do this for an hour lunch break, nah. You're doing it to do it. You're finding a reason to use your little solo RPG travel kit. And I'm going to say it. If you didn't have a YouTube channel, you wouldn't use your solo RPG travel kit for your little 1 hour lunch break. Why? Because why would you? Are you really going to tell me that you're that hot to trot for TTRPG gameplay? You can't the hour goes up. There are people that can't resist certain activities that they're compelled on their lunch break. They go do it. They're called alcoholics, addicts, sex addicts, right? A sex addict will go to the strip club or go down behind this place or that place on their lunch break, come back 15 minutes late all the time, 20 minutes late, 30 minutes late, an hour late all the time because they just can't stop fucking their life up because they're that addicted to the behavior. A gambler will do this. Like I said, a drug addict or an alcoholic will lose track of time. But if you know what I mean? I guess there's some people that are video game addicts. I have never seen a person or heard of a person that was so that into tabletop role playing games that they needed to do this. It's because you got a YouTube channel. And the reason I'm making this video is primarily because I know that there are people that watch these YouTube channels and then say, oh, I'm going to do this too. This is something that solo RPG players do. And I'm saying it's sometimes something that solo RPG players may be taught or inculcated to think it's something that they're supposed to do or something that they're expected to do, but actually should be told, no. It's just something that fucking people do with YouTube channels. But really, if you think about it, there's no reason to fucking do this because it's not fucking fun to try and do this in an hour. You could pick up a book within 20, 30 minutes, get in and get out because that's how reading works. This doesn't work for an hour. And that's it. I've said what I'm going to say. There's no reason to torture this guy anymore.
We've got here Lagwal, the Unknowable. He's lawful, a magic user, human magic user. He's got 4 daggers, and his spell is sleep. He's got a AC of 10, and yeah, his modifiers aren't that great. Yeah, and there you could see his
The dancing horses.
let me just grab that there. There you can see his gear that he's got, and use only daggers or staves, no armor allowed, +2 saves versus spells, wands and staves. Okay, and that is Lagwal. We'll see how this works out for him. Then we have
So
here, we have the dwarf thief, and he is Elkifasa the Mercurial. He is also lawful, and yeah, old pieces. We how should I say? Transfer all of that into this, and have this like right here, little zine also. But for now, I'll keep using those because there's a lot of information on that, and a lot of information that I can't get into those small zine-like
go back again,
booklet right here, our little notebook, which I do use when I play this. And let me just throw this open here, and we can start
the notebook. You gotta get out the little journal. This is super convenient. You're gonna have to take notes. That's super convenient. Let's do that on my lunch break, though.
Guys, I want you guys. No, let me do this. When I started this channel, I did a sort of a campaign. Well, not sort of. I really did a campaign, and I called the characters in that campaign. They were the Black Flame Society. So I'm going to run with that. I'm going to say that the Black Flame Society is a pretty big guild of adventurers. And the Black Flame Society is going to be on a mission. These guys are going to be on a mission. So let's do.
I also there's another point I want to make there.
It's 2 L's.
Naming them. Okay, that's fine. Also, it could be another point here.
So what I usually do is I do sort of like circles. That will be my hexes, and then
okay. Now we're gonna get to
generated.
I want to get to a point about this. Random tables. Random tables are great, but remember, folks, you don't need to use random tables if you don't need to use random tables. Random tables for naming a town, naming a location, naming an NPC. If you could think of a perfectly good name for an NPC, a location, or a town, guess what? You don't need to use a random table then, right? Because you thought of a perfectly good name for the NPC, the location, or the town, right?
This is this one right here. And we are going to roll on a name for this town.
Again, he just came up with perfectly good names without rolling on tables for his society. Kazil, Elkfasar, Lagual, whatever. So we know this dude, Dave, has perfectly good ability to come up with creative names. Those are creative names. He didn't name them Dave, Salamander Man or whatever. He came up with perfectly good fantasy, unusual names. But then for whatever stupid reason, he's now going to go to a random table generator to come up with the name of the town. And guess what he's going to come up with? Something stupid.
Let me just do this, grab that, and we have our dice tray sort of thing right here. And let's roll. So we're going to roll first.
Now remember, if he had just come up with a name, we'd already be beyond this. He would just have a name. But instead, we're going to go through this terrible process of rolling up a name on a table because he's got a table generator in front of him. So he's going to fucking use it.
1. And 1 for the settlement would be Okay, on this column right here, we're going to do this column right here. Now let's roll again. We got a 3, and 3 is clouded.
You already rolled a 1.
4, right there, 4, clouded, frost, 5, clouded, frost white. I like that.
Clouded frost white. That's stupid. It doesn't fucking work. I'm sorry. Oh, the random roll that doesn't work really does work, and you should take it. Says Man Alone. Well, you're fucking stupid, Man Alone. So fuck you. But that's a
that
stupid
name is
name.
pretty
Let's
cool.
go with it.
So
we
we're
know that he had perfectly good ability to come up with creative names, but instead he's got a random generator, so he's going to use it. And he's going to go with the stupid fucking name that he's going to have with him for the rest of the fucking campaign. Anyway, I've made my point. I don't like solo RPG travel kits. I don't like people playing solo RPGs performatively out in the wild for no other reason other than to say, look, I'm having so much fun. I'm playing out here in the wild. You're not having fun. This is not immersive. You're not doing anything other than being like doing something to do something, in my personal opinion. But what the fuck do I know? Right? I'm just a jaded curmudgeon who likes to tell people what I don't know because it's their life. It's their fucking life, right? And if I knew better, right, I'd have words. I'm just probably just bitter because hey, who gives a fuck what I think, right? Huh? Who gives a fuck what I think, right? Who cares? Who cares? In solo RPG, how often do you level up? As often as you want to, or not at all. Depends on the game, depends on the system, and it depends on what you're doing, right? Hey, listen, who gives a damn what I think? All we really know is this. At one point in time, I had not gone live on this RPG channel in X number of months. And now we know post this video, I will have gone live just a few moments ago. Correct? We're back. We're back in action. It would have been nice if I was a little bit friendlier, if I was a little bit nicer. Hey, in the comment section below, feel free to make your opinion known. To say, hey, you son of a gun, this other guy is just doing his thing, and you come along and you're a negative Nelly and say all these negative things. What's the point in that? There's no point in that. You did nothing of value. Or you might come along and say, actually, you made some salient points. You put the whole system on trial. You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. God bless you, sir. Or you may have a totally different thing to say. But I encourage you to make your opinions known. To keep the opinion machine churning. To keep the communications going. Keep the dream alive. Or let it die on the vine. Hey, who knows? Who cares? Hold on, bear with me. For the love of Jeff, I know that I have cards in this room somewhere. Hold on, I better. Hold on. I do want to thank. I want to thank Dave. What do they call him? What is his name of his channel? You can check it out. The Tabletop Wanderer. I thank him for making his videos so that I would have to providing me a wooden dummy the video, not him, to riff against, to spar against, to bounce ideas upon, to riff upon, for being my collaborator in absentia, as it were. I shall not pull a card for you because it's not my place to pull cards for those who have not given permission, as it were. That would be a faux pas. So, but I pull a card for us, for the video, for the energy, for the whole experience. And we get, 7 of rods. It is indeed difficult to kick against the pricks. Strength against the opposition. Tried, tested, and true. Sometimes it is necessary to stand one's ground and challenge that which comes against thee. And truly, it is a role that, though I often feel a bit of shame for occupying, for having been negative, for having been oppositional, it is necessary to challenge, to be difficult, to not just go with the flow. The rock in the stream, diverting the waters to the left and to the right, has its reasons. For being there. And in a final note to one person in the live chat, it's unfortunate, but it's true. Having been with certain members of the community for years, people sometimes are very, very consistent. And then out of nowhere, they just start to drift. And unfortunately, it's been my experience that when they start to drift, it's rare that drift doesn't just keep on going further and further on. The last guy that did it was Oswald Spangler. And me and several other members of the community just kept on saying to ourselves, what's going on with this guy? He just keeps on kind of going until it just kind of went way off. So if it starts to happen with other people, I just let people know that it's, if I start to see deviation, it's not going to be 3 warnings. It's just going to be like 2. So if I see behavior again in just one more live chat where I have to say, okay, you seem to be having a problem. Yeah, okay. There's no reason to worry about this. It was nice knowing you, kid. I don't know what happened with you, boy. Oh wait, I gotta do like this. Hold on. Hold on. How do we do this? Gotta do like this. Gotta do like this. Oh no, I forget. Oh, I did like this. Mr. Cos. Yep. There you go. That's taken care of. That's it. That's why we can't have nice things. Well, that's actually not why we can't have nice things. It's why some people can't have nice things. It's unfortunate. People just, you know what I mean? It's the time of the season. It's just unfortunate. Some people just they go cuckoo, you know. Um and it might not have been there's some people like clone people's accounts, or some people just go wacky, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but that's life. That's life. You can't let it ruin anybody else's fun. Okay. Namaste. I love you. I love you. I love you. If nobody told you they loved it today, somebody just did. That's somebody CW Chanter. Have a great rest of your weekend. Again, my thanks to, and remind the lone adventurer, I like your channel. I'm subscribed. Things that I said that were personal, I have no idea. If you like playing your game solo in the park, in the woods, in the wilds, who am I to say that you're not having fun? I don't know, right? Have a good one. Everyone have a blast, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.